Hey guys, so today, real quick, I wanted to touch on some of the things that I learned over the weekend and just being obedient to the Word of God. This weekend at church, actually, before I got to church, I was listening to Miles Monroe, which is, my goodness, if you don't know Miles Monroe, you need to pull him up on YouTube and get you some life real quick. But I was listening to Miles Monroe, and he was preaching on following the directions and how we expect God to do these things and we expect God to come through with all of these miracles, but we are not yet doing what we should be doing on our end as far as walking it out. And the funniest thing is that when I got to church, my pastor was talking about follow the directions. Like his sermon was actually titled follow the directions. And they say God speaks in multiples, so I'm sitting there like, okay, God, I get it. And doing some reflection that evening just pretty much showed me that that is one thing that I was lacking. So I had my prayer life down. You know what I mean? I know, okay, God, I'm praying to you. I thank you. I know how to be grateful. I knew how to express gratitude. I had all that down. God was providing me with the resources that I needed. And all of these wonderful outlets and everything that I need to get to my purpose and to be walking in purpose with authority as I should be was surrounding me, but I was not following the directions. And when I say that, I'm looking at my life and I'm saying, okay, Bianca, what is it that you're not doing or being consistent with? And that is following up with my resources, right? We go out here, we go to these awesome networking events, we connect with these wonderful people, we have a great experience, and then we just leave it there. We don't follow up the way we should. And let me backtrack for a second. Not only do we not follow up all the time, we don't follow up with confidence. And that was something that I was lacking. So I could follow up with a person. I'll follow them on social media. I'll say, hey, it was great meeting you. Look forward to talking to you soon, X, Y, and Z, all of the cliche things of following up, right? But I didn't have the confidence that I needed in order to actually hit it and make that connection the way that God seen it to be. So I would reach out and I would say, let me tiptoe over here and say, hey, it was great meeting you. I'm so glad we got connected. We should do lunch sometime, or we should do an event sometime. No confidence. Inside, I really didn't feel that it was going to happen. So what I did differently this time is I went back to those contacts. I went back to those emails. I went back to those phone numbers. I went back to their social media. And instead of me just doing the bare minimum of reaching out, I actually paused for a second, meditated on it, and said, you know what, God, if this is for me, this will be. And I'm going to walk in it like it already is. God, I know that you have the best in title for me. I know that this is mine. I know that this connection is going to happen and I'm going to get the most out of it. And then I reached out and I hit it. I reached out for the connection. And let me tell you the difference in that. So the difference is I claimed my authority. I said, you know what? I'm going to have this connection. This connection is for me. I don't care what it looks like. I don't care what my past may look like. I don't care what my situation right now looks like. It may not make sense to me, but I am going to claim it. I was following the directions because God is telling me to go out here and be bold and courageous. Go out here and grab it and claim it like it's mine. I already have the authority. I have to just now walk in that authority. And that's where a lot of times we get held up at. We don't walk in the authority as if it's ours. We kind of question it and we're looking at it, right? And you're looking at this thing and you're flipping it over and you're looking and you're like, doesn't seem like that's for me because I'm still struggling in this area. Doesn't seem like that's for me because I don't have all of this as the other person has, or whoever it is you're following. We're on two different levels, or they're doing way better than I am. We cannot talk ourselves out of a blessing. You see what I'm saying? Perfect example. For the ministry, I know that we are going to ultimately need a business. We're going to need, not a business, but we're going to need a building. I'm sorry. And in my mind, I was like, well, there's no point in me networking with anyone as far as looking for a building because I'm not there yet. I don't have the capacity as far as the people or the amount of people that we're servicing is not to the point where we need a building yet. But it really is. You know what I'm saying? But I'm talking myself out of this blessing. And then I hit well, then, I don't really have the funds to get this building. I don't really have what I need to get it. Can I maintain it? Well, I need it every day. All of these things. And I'm talking myself right out of that blessing, not realizing that God is strategically placing people in my path for me to go and claim the land that is mine. So the message that my pastor brought on Sunday was so in alignment with what I'm going through right now when he was talking about possessing the land of milk and honey. And it's like the land is there. The connections are there. The resources are there. It's all there for us. But then we do this thing where we come and we decide to talk ourselves out of this blessing. And then there you are wondering why nothing awesome is happening in your life. Well, you keep talking yourself out of it. So I made a decision this Monday. I made a decision to say, you know what? I'm not going to keep talking myself out of this blessing. I'm going to follow the directions. I'm going to claim the land that is mine. I know that there's going to be some hard times. I know that everything is not going to be perfect with going into this deal, but I know the promise that God has over my life. I believe it. I know that it's going to happen. I know that it's going to come to pass. So I need to follow the directions, get in order with what God has for my life in all areas of my life, and step into it. Walk in authority to that blessing. Reached out to one of my accountability partners and just shared my thoughts on the things that I feel like I need, and shared my goal list, including the fact that I need a space for the organization. Can I tell you that God is always working? He's always working behind the scene. My accountability partner just shared that he also planned on purchasing a building. Now, he has the resources. He has the things that he needs to get this done sooner than I probably could. But you see how strategic God is, and you see how wonderful he is. And when it comes to orchestrating things, he puts them together so beautifully that we would have that conversation. Why? Because I stepped out on faith. I stepped out on faith and I said, I'm going to share what I know that I need, and I'm going to put it out there in the atmosphere and claim it. And that connection happened to where he said, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and purchase this building, and then you're going to be able to use it at your need, as far as whatever you got to do and whenever you guys need it, and you can use it for that and not have to really worry about a high expense or a high paying rent or anything like that to where it's bogus. That was God. That was all God. And all I could do was just be like, God, you are so amazing. Why? Because I stepped out on faith and I followed the directions. I trusted that it was already mine. I trusted that it was going to happen. Today, I'm going to take another faith step, and I'm going to reach out to someone that has a huge missions organization that is doing amazing things. She has a great following. But guess what she said to me a week ago? How can I serve your organization? So guess what? When she asked me that question, I wasn't in position to receive because I didn't know what to say, because I figured, here we are, this small little organization. Here you have this great big foundation going on and you want to serve us? I didn't even know what to tell her. But now I'm making a decision to possess the land that is mine. Today, honey, let me tell you, I will be following up with an email with the needs and the things that I know that she will be able to service or serve us as far as the organization is concerned, helping the families out, stepping into it. So I encourage you guys today to step out on faith. Take what is yours. Follow the directions. Get you somebody that's going to push you to keep going. Don't be afraid to possess the land that is already yours. God has already put your name on it. Let me tell you, you have to speak life over that thing, and you have to claim those things that may not be right now as though they are. I am speaking life over myself. I'm speaking life over you, and I'm speaking life over whatever it is that you are walking in right now or that you may be struggling in. I pray that God blesses you in abundance. And my I am for today is I am resilient, because I know the God that I serve. So I pray that this blesses you, that you will share it with others and encourage others to just jump out there and do that thing. Have a wonderful day. This is Bianca Lynette signing out. Speak life.